All right, Joe, good morning. Here we are Friday at your place here, 10233. I walked through the house, I turned all the lights on. I just wanted to kind of give you some of my thoughts on the place itself, maybe a couple suggestions. I don't have many. The place shows incredibly well. It really is like showroom ready, like a model home, but just kind of wanted to give you my thoughts on everything. For starters, you know, the paver driveway and the walk up probably needs to be pressure washed. You know, real easy fix, won't cost a lot. You know, you could probably pressure wash all of that around there just to give it a fresh look. Okay, and this walkway up, same idea. You know, just to give these pavers a little pop, give it a little curb appeal. You know, you always want a house to look as upkept and tidy and well groomed as possible. So that starters pressure washing, and then we'll get out to the patio where that needs to happen as well. All right. Love the decorations. Like I said, it shows like a model home. I love everything that you've done with the place. You know, somebody very well may come in here and just absolutely fall in love with the furniture, the way it fits. You know, the easy feel of just kind of like, you know, not having to go purchase everything. You know, one problem you run into with that is you can limit people that obviously like a different style, like a different decor, you know, like different colors. So, you know, there's a good and a bad with that, but I think, you know, the stuff that you've picked out is very neutral for the most part. It's not cheap stuff. You know, some people have, you know, what I call like rental furniture in there, and it doesn't show up, but this is incredibly well done. So I think the pros far outweigh the cons as far as that goes. Seems like it's just real light and bright in here with the lights on, okay? So the lights, you have a lot of recessed lighting, which is fantastic. Crown moldings in here, I noticed there's not crown moldings throughout the rest of the place, you know, which isn't a big deal, but it is something that I noticed. Anyway, with the exposure that you have, which is basically an eastern exposure, it's not the greatest for light. You can have some morning light, but my point is plantation shutters are fantastic as well, but we need to open those up, obviously, when we get it listed. Need to have those opened up on a more regular basis and just leave those open so the light comes in, all right? Because you have a ton, I mean, the amount of recessed lighting you have here is incredible. So the lighting is fantastic once you get all the lights on. When we have showings, it would be ideal if I can come over here and we can get all the lights on ahead of time. Because it really does show light and bright with the lights on. We need to just get those plantation shutters opened up and leave them open for showings, okay? Love this room back here as well. Again, everything fits in here real nice. Pool bath. There's a couple little spots on the wall in here. You know, I don't know if you have some of the interior paint. Again, it's not a big deal at all, but if you got the paint, it might be worth touching up a couple of those spots. Let's see, where were we gonna go next? The other guest room. Bath. I mean, it's hard really to say anything too negative about this place. It shows incredibly well. You know, hard surface countertops, tile floors on the diagonal that are a nice and neutral color. I mean, even your grout, you know, typically you see grout lines and you can see a little bit of difference in the coloration between there and over here in your, you know, main pathways where people are walking and, you know, you're scrubbing stuff. But for the most part, even your grout lines are pretty clean. You know, typically that's one of the main things I recommend is getting a tile and grout cleaning, but I mean, your grout lines really aren't that bad in the grand scheme of things, which is a testament that either you're not using this place all that often or just how clean you guys are. Got hurricane sliders, I can tell by the weight of them, so that's fantastic. Out here, there's some spots, I don't know if you have the exterior paint color, but this little spot along here, and this little spot along here, the paint's chipping up a little bit. So if you have any of that exterior paint, you know, that wouldn't take but 2 seconds to get that done. And then this paver deck, like I said, along with that front entryway, needs to be done. You got all the weeds popping up through here. again, it's a cheap fix having somebody come in here and pressure wash all this, but there's, obviously weeds and little spots all throughout the decking. So absolutely that would be a recommendation of mine, getting the pressure washing done. You want the place to look fresh and clean and taken care of, and you don't want people to give the people the idea that the place hasn't been looked after, and the rest of the house shows so incredibly well that you want to have this match what the rest of the house does. Beautiful yard. It obviously pokes all the way back into that corner, which is fantastic. Nice and private. Somebody can obviously put in a privacy hedge along this side if they wanted to. So we'll make sure to point that out to people, because I think that'll be important. Is there anything that that doesn't work with the house? Hot tub, pool heater. We'll have to put that on the seller's disclosure. If there's anything that you know of in the house that does not function properly, the pool heater is one of the first things that kind of jumps to my mind, because not everybody uses it, so they're not really sure. The AC I always recommend for people to get serviced prior to the listing. I don't know the last time you had it serviced. There's one of the returns up here. It looked, a little dusty, so I don't know when the last time you got it serviced was, but I always recommend people to get a servicing done on their AC prior to listing it. There's me. Happy Friday. Let's see, in here, it's just, it's a good sized master bath. You got dual sinks on opposite sides. You got your soaker tub. You got your walk-in shower. It's, substantial. Glass shower door. It's beautiful. I sent you some comps this morning to review as far as active competition, and a lot of that doesn't compare apples to apples just because of location or different communities and different amenities that a lot of those things offer. There's a lot of new construction out there. That's my biggest concern. Is people just get sucked into the new construction. There's a lot of different options as far as that goes. So we'll see. I think your place shows incredibly well. It's just the drive back through here could get people, it's a little further off the beaten path. You got to drive past, through that neighborhood, down off the Paradise. It just isn't the greatest. Once you turn in here, it's real nice, but a lot of people are looking for more amenities and things like that. So you lose a little pool buyers that way. But I think overall, once we get people in here to see it, the people that are going to come see it are really going to love it. So I think somewhere there in the mid to low fives. It's going to be depending on how much you really want to push the price. I think $549 would be as high as I would say to list it for. Maybe list it as low as $525, $529, with the idea that we're trying to get above that 500 mark. I think you could definitely get somebody to pay above 500. Maybe the $549 is the place to start, with the idea that it's furnished and it's decorated incredibly well. So that's going to be my recommendation, $549, with the idea that we can get it on the low end, $510, $515. I think should be our goal. I think it shows nicer than the other ones that sold for $500. So that is my assessment, and talk to you soon.